So I will quickly take you through the Bayer product portfolio which we are having. So we are having a 6 number of products which are Pond Plus, Ponditox, Pneumonia, Bemix Latibone, Varashur Aquatic, Exlaco Basic Shrimp, and there is one more mineral-based product which is Protect AQ. Exlaco Classic that to be launched soon and will be available in the market soon. So first, quickly, I will take you through Bemix Latibone. It's also called as a new generation acidifier. So why? Because it has been called as a new generation acidifier because of three factors. The first factor is that it is having a composition of organic acid, inorganic acid, as well as microencapsulation. And the second reason is purely that it is having a unique technology of microencapsulation, due to which it is able to like release the capsuled organic acid as well as essential oil in a slow releasing manner till to the hindgut. So these are the reasons it has been called. And it is very much important to know the site of action of where Bemix Latibone has been acting. So as told, this is having the unique technology of microencapsulation. So what does it mean by microencapsulation actually? So if a normal organic acid is been acted, it will be effective only in the foregut region. But with microencapsulation technology, this acidifying effect is able to reach till to the hindgut region. How it is acting, it is being shown in this diagram. So by the activity of lipase enzyme, it will be starting from the midgut region and slowly it will decapsulate all the organic acids and the essential oils which are being in the microencapsulated form. So throughout the gut, an acidifying effect is being produced. So which is being shown here in the diagram. So what are the quick unique selling points for Bemix Latibone, or the quick benefits for Bemix Latibone? First is that it is having an anti-vibrio effect. So as while Danny has given a clear insight, deep insights on what are the parameters or what are the major reasons for this whitefaces syndrome. One major reason being given and being pointed out is that the Vibrio parahemolyticus infection. So we suggest that with the usage of Bemix Latibone, it is able to control the Vibrio infection as a preventive method, and it is having with lactic acid composition, due to which it is able to produce with antimicrobial peptides. So overall the immunity of the shrimp is also being increased, and the dosage is just 3 to 5 gram per kg of feed. And important thing is that it has to be added top dressed with a binder. Why? Because the site of action for releasing the microencapsulation will only happen inside the gut, not in the water. So during the presentation from Danny also, he talked about with the acidifiers for this AHP and all. So this is the acidifier that Bayer is presenting. And coming to the mineral, so as you are aware that what are the major functions of the minerals? So minerals, they are the essential component of the structural exoskeleton, and it also maintains with the osmoregulation. It plays a key role in maintaining the osmoregulation. And what if happens if there is no insufficient mineral is there in the water? So it result with molting issues, it hampers with the growth, reduce the feeding. So from there, we present with the mineral called Exelaco basic shrimp. So it is a prudent combination of macro and micro minerals. The key benefits are it is highly effective in low saline application, and it prevents with mineral deficiencies such as muscle cramp, white muscles that are happening in shrimp due to mineral deficiencies. And the application is 15 kg per acre of the pond through water application. As mentioned during the start of the presentation that we are going to have a new launch of the product called Protect AQ Excelaco Classic. So the differentiation factor from Excelaco Basic Shrimp and Protect AQ Excelaco Classic is that in this Classic we are having three major components, which are macro, micro, and amino acids. So the diagram here represents the benefit chakra of Excelaco Classic. So all together with macro, micro, and amino acid, it is having 15 elements, 5 macro minerals, 8 micro minerals, and 2 amino acids. So the key functions are being described here. So why only 2 amino acids? And what is the key role of methionine? It is having a methionine. Out of there are 20 key amino acids being described, but which are the amino acids that are key for the shrimp? They are lysine and methionine. Why methionine? Because it is having a key factor in playing the molting of the crustacean species. So for the regular molting, it requires with the supplementation of methionine, which is provided in Excelaco Classic. So the tagline for Classic is faster growth for shrimp and stress-free molting. Why we are focusing on the stress-free molting is that the key component, one of the key micro minerals which has been added to Excelaco Classic is the selenium. Selenium is a factor of antioxidant. It is a key component of producing an enzyme called glutathione enzyme, which plays a pivotal role in maintaining the immunity of the shrimp by the function of controlling the oxidation of hydroperoxide. So that is an immune behavior that is being exhibited from the shrimp. So we, with the key micromineral of addition of selenium, stress-free molting is happening to the shrimp. So this product is good for both fish as well as shrimp, and the application dosage in feed is 5 to 10 gram per kg of feed. So the dosage in feed depends upon the body weight or depends upon the DOC. So depending upon the DOC, the feed supplementation has to be changed accordingly. Water application is 10 to 15 kg per acre. And this product will be soon be available in the market. So as a takeaway message, Danny has given a clear and deep insights on how raining effects are causing shrimp culture and how it has been creating a toxic gases formation. So this is a takeaway message, like how parameters and how raining effects creates with toxic gases formation. That this is a flow chart. Heavy rain results in with plankton crash. It leads to with buildup of heavy organic matter and creates with two major toxic gases being formed, which are hydrogen sulfide and ammonia. So that was the problem, and the solution as a takeaway message is pond detox for reducing the hydrogen sulfide, pneumonia for reducing the ammonia. So why pond detox in this time is that the composition of bacterial composition in pond detox is Paracoccus pantotropis. The unique thing about Paracoccus pantotropus is that it can work in both aerobic and anaerobic condition. So it means that it works without even sunlight. So that is a key critical factor during this monsoon season. Why? Because it is all cloudy conditions. So sunlight requirement will not be there. So for the other bacteria to work. But with Paracoccus, it does not require with sunlight. That is a key distinguishing factor for pontidotes during this monsoon season. So two uh, dosage of applications are there. First one is treatment and prevention. These are being taken from Danny. And for pneumonia, it is that the takeaway message is that if a farmer doesn't want to have an ammonia in his pond, use pneumonia. So the word itself correlates the product characteristic. So no ammonia in the pond. The distinguishing factor for pneumonia is that it is 100% of yucca powder and there is no preservatives being added and it is completely produced through mechanical extraction. The dosage of applying pneumonia in pond is 500 gram per hectare and it also varies according to the level of ammonia toxicity in the pond and check with the consultants based on that decide on the dosaging for pneumonia. So finally, Bayer presents with a trio solution in this monsoon season. So it is with synergistic application of Pond Plus, Ponditots and pneumonia. So as going deeply explained on with Pond Plus characteristics. So how it is. So in this monsoon season, why Pond Plus is important is that it is being used for reducing the organic matter. The key thing which we want to be looking at is that in monsoon season, in monsoon time, plankton crashes happens. So when the plankton crash happen, dissolved oxygen level in the water is going less. So we need to have those kind of probiotics which are very much tolerant of oxygen level. So Pond Plus having 7 strains and the one of the strains is even having a low oxygen tolerance less than 0.5 ppm. That is being a critical factor during this monsoon season because in monsoon season plankton crash happens, oxygen depletion happens. So for that a probiotic with a low oxygen tolerance has to be added. So that from there we present with Pond Plus. And so the two toxic gases which we have talked about are hydrogen sulfide and ammonia gas. So taking together that for controlling hydrogen sulfide, we present with pontidots and for controlling with ammonia in the pond, we present with pneumonia. That is a takeaway message on this monsoon season with the trial solution that Bayer offers to you. So on a final note, today is the World Fish Farmers Day. So we thank each of the farmers for your contribution to the aquaculture sector on behalf of Bayer. We thank and salute our fish farmers today. So all the good things which we have done. So right now,
So I think that there are some 2-3 questions over here from some of our friends, right? I will answer this question first, maybe, or if someone would like to put more question, you can chat into Q&A. Yeah, but however, I will give an answer of this 2 question first. The first question is about after application of disinfectant, can we recommend Plus? The answer is yes, but we need to specific about the time a little bit. In Thailand, we suggest to use Plus about 4 to 6 hours after application of remedial aquatic or virtual aquatic, right? Your product, yeah, virtual aquatic. But it depends on the type of the disinfectant that you suggest them to use because different disinfectant they have a different functioning time. For example, like iodine, it's very easy to lose the function exposed to the organic matter or exposed to with the sunlight, for example. So you have to make sure that the type of disinfectant that you apply, how long it will lose the function, and we have to apply Pond Plus immediately when its function is end. Otherwise, those gap of the time after our disinfectant lost the function, we suppose that another 5 hours we will apply the Pond Plus, but the bad bacteria in the pond is taking a chance to multiply, grow up until some certain level. And suppose that those level is higher than the level of the Pond Plus that we apply to the pond. That means Pond Plus cannot compete, cannot outcompete. So the bad bacteria will occupy the pond instead of our beneficial bacteria. So the time is a point that we have to be very seriously to strict on it. A second question is about after molting, can we recommend disinfectant to clear VBO load? Actually, if in the water, we can use at any time. But if in the shrimp body, we don't need at the moment, because when shrimp molting, the stomach of the shrimp, the mouth of the shrimp, the gut of the shrimp is already clean and clear. So we don't need to add any disinfectant anymore. But in different case that, for example, after shrimp molting and those shrimp stay with the slot area and you sure that there will be some VBO contamination and it has chance of VBO to entering into the stomach first before our product. Okay, you can decide to use, but however, when you apply disinfectant, it also you have to fix on the time to apply probiotic. Otherwise, when you miss that, that means a chance of the bad bacteria will dominate in the pond is small. Yeah. Any question else? However, my friends, if you have some more question, you can put to Miss Geethu or send to Bayer company, and Bayer can collect or gathering the question and send to me. I will answer to you later.
Danny, there is one question from the farmer. It's asked for that, what is the best time to apply disinfectant?
What is the best time to apply disinfectant? Generally, disinfectant can apply almost any time, but however, since some of disinfectant might have some side effect, for example, like if you apply hydrogen peroxide or BKC, they have an impact on plankton too. So if you also prefer the result that plankton will be also control along together, you better to apply on the daytime, for example. But if you use some disinfectant that cannot work in the high pH, you better to apply at the night time. So the time to apply disinfectant, it depends on the functional limitation or property of the disinfectant. Some disinfectant cannot work in a high pH, but so on the daytime cannot use because on the daytime high pH. For example, some disinfectant cannot work under the sunlight, then you have to apply at the night. So it depends on the type of disinfectant.
Thank you, Danny, for that. There is another question which asks for what is the dosage of Pond Plus during a heavy plankton crash that you recommend?
Actually, you can follow by the instruction on the label. But however, what we do in Thailand, per 1 hectare, we go for somewhere about 500 if the plankton crash after heavy rain, and you can see it heavy crash, and in the water you can see a lot of the like a flocculation of the dead body of phytoplankton a lot in the pond. In this case, we have to be worried. If you use Pond Plus continuously from beginning, we can go for 500 gram with high dosage, no problem. But if you never use Pond Plus before, maybe go for only a half, but more frequent, like today 200 gram, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, within 2 days, another 200 gram, and then follow another 200 gram, for example. So actually, the big doses in a short time is more dangerous than the small dosage and more frequent. You have to also worry about uh, the DO level in the pond. Even though the oxygen is not yet not much used by Pond Plus, however, since the Pond Plus very strong and there are a lot of food supply or nutrient supply for them, so they will bloom up so fast. Even they compete with oxygen lesser than other bacteria, but however, if in your pond having less oxygen as a base, for example, oxygen DO in the pond generally only 2 to 3, for example, so small dosage like 200 gram per 1 hectare per pond every day for 3 times is better than apply 500 gram per 1 time. Otherwise, that night or that day, quite serious. Yeah, like this.
Thank you for your answer, Danny. Also, Dr. Pollard, he also has given the answer in the chat, so that the dosage depends upon the DO level which you have told us. So thank you, Dr. Pollard, as well. Thank you for your participation. So another question which got here is that what is the correlation between raining effect and the nitrification process? So which you were saying.
Actually, if you have enough oxygen, the nitrification or nitrogen cycle will not be in effect. But the problem is causing by if the oxygen is going down and the hydrogen sulfide is rise up, because it blocks the pathway of the nitrogen cycle from to transform ammonia to nitrite, nitrite to nitrate. So this is the relation, but those relation is not really a direct relation. It's a indirect relation from if the rain make the oxygen low and make the hydrogen sulfide high, then finally the nitrogen will be problem. Nitrogen cycle will be break. Yeah.
Thank you for that answer. Another question which got in here is, after molting, can we recommend disinfectant to clear Vibrio load?
It depends again. If in the pond having high VBO load everywhere, and you think that only the dosage of the probiotic is not enough to control or to take a chance to establish in the shrimp stomach, empty stomach after molt, okay, the use of disinfectant should be applied. But if you found that the Vibrio is in the bad bacteria is in a normal condition, it's not that serious. Actually, under the rainy season, the number or the level of Vibrio is not that serious. So maybe we don't need to use the disinfectant before. And if suppose that you found that you need to use the disinfectant after molt, you have to make sure again, as I mentioned before, for the very beginning reply, that you have to make sure that when the disinfectant will lose the function, you have to apply the probiotic exactly on that time. So depend on 2 factors. Yeah, the VBO load in the pond, serious or not? If not serious, don't need. But if serious, you have to use it. But make sure what or when you have to exactly apply the probiotics. Yeah, okay.
Thank you for your answer. Another one quick question is that from your experience, what do you think which is a major causative agent for this white feces syndrome?
Can you repeat the question again about white
What is
feces?
the yes? What is the main causative agent for white feces?
Uh, if you go back to some of the page that I put 8 factor of the white feces causative, you will find something like feed, gregarin, hydrogen sulfide, plankton crash, or something like that. This is the thing that I gathering this information from the farm. When I visit the farm, farmer having white feces, I ask them that before you found white feces, what you found before? What the incident happened in your pond before? So after I found, gathering information show it like that. So I found that the main cause it depends on the season, it depends on the pond, it depends on the condition of the pond. If those pond everything is okay, but plankton just crash, okay, the key causative in that pond is a plankton crash. If those pond having a black sludge, the pond bottom never clean for several crop, and the oxygen at the pond bottom is not enough, the main causative become a hydrogen sulfide. But in some pond, since you got the feed from the far transportation factory, and during the transportation, the feed already soaked by rain and maybe absorb the moisture from the air humidity, and the mold start inside the pellet. That pond causing by the mold, the toxin in the feed. So different pond, different condition, different season, different area, different cost factor. Farmer have to identify by themselves and treat the right cost. For example, if you find that it come from Vibrio, you have to treat the Vibrio. If it come from the antibiotic, because you use the antibiotic continuously for 10 days already, and you start to find a white feces or white fecal matter floating in the pond, that is actually causing by antibiotics. So you have to find a way on how to quit the antibiotic and replace with a full protection with the probiotic immediately. So generally it depends on the specific condition. Yeah, that's all. No wise, no wise. No, yes,
So thank you, Tani, for your valuable insights on sharing your experiences on like how to handle with waiting time, and also on how this white faces syndrome can be handled. And so what is your takeaway message to all the attendees here for this raining effect?
Sorry, again, please.
Any takeaway message you want to conclude?
Yeah, to me, I think the raining problem or problem under the rain is actually is not a problem that we cannot do anything. Actually, if we understand the whole uh, process or the related factor, related influence, as I explained before, actually the rainy season is one of the easy season to culture too. Many farmers in Thailand who know how to manage under the rainy season well, they even get better production than the other season. So I believe that after you try to uh, go through this instruction that we shared before, I believe that you will be easy to culture under the rainy season than before. Yeah, just please pay a little bit more attention in detail. If you have question, okay, pass it to me. Yeah.
So thank you, Tani, for that. And Dr. Pollard, he has
Oh yes.
also replied on like for I guess it is for
This question
white disease
uh,
infection.
about
So
the nitrogen cycle, whether it's
nitrogen. Yeah.
if
So
like
quickly. So quickly, to all the participants here, Vibrio infection is one of the major causative agent for this white disease syndrome. Thank you, Dr. Pollard, for your answers. So thank you, Dr. Rani, for joining us.
My
So
pleasure.
thank you all the participants for your valuable time.
Thank
So
you.
we end the live webinar now.
Yeah, okay. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay wealthy with the trim business. Hopefully
Yes.
to see you again. Take care. Bye bye. สวัสดีครับ ขอบคุณครับ Thank you.
Thank you.